possible to have different perspective about the same thing and still be right? Definitely possible. Definitely possible. Okay, I'll give an example. Okay, let's take a look at this card here. Okay, so as far as you're concerned, what you see is a card with the lovely flower drawn on it, and you're completely right because that's what you see. But I'll tell you what I see. Okay, what I see when I look at the card from my perspective is a plain card, okay, with some things written on it. That's what I see. Okay, so what you see is right because you're looking at the front of the card and I'm looking at the back of the card, but we're looking at the same card, therefore we see different things. Okay, and that's so true with life. Sometimes we see the same thing, but we see it from different perspectives, okay? And that a lot of times can cause conflicts in our relationships. So how then can we reduce conflicts and build better relationships? Hello and welcome back to Everyday Matters with Tari. I'm here to give you lifestyle advice and tips to help you live your dreams, achieve your goals, and become the best version of yourself. Now, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe by clicking the red subscribe button on your right hand side so you can learn more about relationships, personal growth and development, and lifestyle. In order for us to reduce conflicts and build better relationships, the first thing we want to do is to understand ourselves. Okay, so you want to understand yourself. What do you feel? So each time there's a conflict, how do you feel? Okay, so do you feel anger? So you need to put a label on the emotions that you're feeling. Is it anger? Is it anxiety? Is it worry? What is it that you feel? Okay, are you upset? Okay, are you overwhelmed? So you want to think about those things. Okay, how does it make you feel? So you first of all want to identify your feelings, and that is part of you developing yourself as well. It's part of you building your emotional intelligence by identifying the feelings that you have when your partner does certain things. When you're able to take a minute to identify your feelings, then you can be able to take reasonable response. So you can be able to choose how you respond to that situation. Say for instance, my partner does something to me. It's easy for me to just react and just flare up and just get it out of me. But if I take 1 minute to say, okay, what am I actually feeling? Okay, that will give me some few minutes to think about how I'm actually feeling and decide how I would react to that situation, decide how I would craft my response to whatever it is that my partner has done to me. So it's important that one of the ways that we can resolve conflict is important that we don't just react to certain things. Let's not just react because somebody has done something to us, but let's take some time to reflect on ourselves, like how do I feel? And even outside the conflict area, okay, you want to sit down on your own and say, okay, what happened 1 hour ago, or what happened yesterday? How did I really feel? How did I react to it? Is there a better way for me to have reacted to that situation? Okay, so we want to take some time to develop ourselves, to develop our emotional intelligence, and that's one of the ways that we can actually reduce the conflict that we have in our relationships. Second question you want to ask is, what is my partner actually going through at the moment? What is happening in their world? Okay, so it's possible that your partner is normally a cool, calm, and collected person. Maybe he's always calm in the morning, afternoon, evening, nothing upsets him, and he comes home suddenly and he's upset and is irrational. Okay, he's irritated by your actions or inactions. Then what you want to do is ask yourself, like, okay, what's actually going on? Why is this person behaving this way? It's possible that someone made him angry on his way to work, or maybe even at the office, someone made him angry that he couldn't just brush over. So once you've been able to find out what's going on in their world, then what you want to ask, the next question you want to ask is, what do they need right now? Okay, so sometimes it just means that they need some empathy from you. Sometimes they might just need some encouragement from you. Sometimes they just need someone to talk to. Sometimes they just need to just be alone, okay, for that time, just to be able to go through whatever they are going through. Okay, so sometimes they just want to be alone. Sometimes they want you to be around them. Just listen, okay? So we want to find out what it is that they need, okay? And we want to be able to provide that need if we can. They need to feel appreciated or valued. So this might be the time for you to let them know that they're actually valued and that they're important to you, okay? It might be a time for you to say, okay, you know what? I really appreciate you for all you do. It might be time that they actually need some encouragement, because encouragement you can never get enough of encouragement. Okay, we all need encouragement from time to time. Sometimes we act in certain ways because we are frustrated. We act in certain ways because we feel like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. Okay, so that your partner might be going through that phase at that time, and they just need a word of encouragement from you. Okay, so we need to find out what they actually need. We've actually found out what they need. We want to actually listen proactively to what they are saying. So we want to listen and hear even the things that they are not saying to us. Okay, when we listen to them, we look at the way they are saying the things they are saying. We look at the body language that when they are speaking. Okay, so we can actually know what's actually going on with them. Okay, so we want to listen proactively. There are some times that your partner might be talking to you, or maybe they're not happy with what you've done, maybe they're upset or angry with you, and instead of you to listen to them, you're actually building up your defense. We do it a lot, even when it's not a conflict between people in relationships. Sometimes there are some people that you go up to them and you're like, okay, guess what happened to me today? This, that happened. And they'll be like, okay, this didn't happen. They haven't even listened to what you're saying. You're trying to tell them, like, okay, this is what happened. And they tell you what happened in their life as well. Okay, I think it's something that's unconscious. Some people do it unconsciously. Okay, but you want to listen and give that gap. Okay, let them speak up, because the minute you interrupt, they might lose that line of thinking or that line of thought. And what they're trying to say to you, you might never be able to get it out of them anymore. So we want to listen proactively. We want to be silent, to listen to them, encourage them to talk. Okay, so that's one thing that they might need at that time. Okay, so we want to listen proactively. Another way to reduce conflict in your relationship is to actually ask yourself, have I communicated my feelings, my perspective correctly in the right way? Okay, sometimes we get so angry and we just lash out. Okay, we lash out, but the person that we're lashing out on doesn't even know why we're doing what we're doing, or why we're saying the things we're saying. So you want to ask yourself, have I actually communicated my feelings in the right way? It's important that we communicate. It's important that we speak to each other so that we can reduce conflicts as much as possible. Like I said in my previous video, conflicts would always be there in relationships because we're different. Okay, but we need to communicate. We need to tell each other how we feel. Let's not just brush things under the carpet. Okay, there are some people that don't have conflicts. I don't know if you've seen anyone. I haven't personally. But if there's a relationship that there's no conflict at all, it might be because one person is not looking into their feelings. Is not in tune with their feelings. Or they just decided that, you know what, I'm not going to say anything. And what happens in that case is they're brushing everything under the carpet. And when that carpet will be lifted up at some point, it will be an explosion. It will be an escalation that no one will be able to withstand. So it's important that we talk about our conflicts, talk about our feelings, ask each other questions, try to see where the other person is coming from. Why is this person behaving this way? Empathize and just care for each other. Okay, we need to empathize with each other. Ask yourself, okay, what's this person feeling? What's this person going through at this moment? Listen to them, find out what they need, listen to them, and do what you can to help and resolve their conflict. Make them feel better, encourage them if that's what they need. Okay, and sometimes it might just be that you need to be patient, which is golden. Is it patience that's golden, or silence that is golden? Sometimes we just need to be patient for them to go through that phase, but it's really important that we try to resolve conflicts or reduce conflict as much as possible, because if we keep having conflicts in our relationships and they escalate, then the relationship becomes tiring. Okay, it becomes tiring because every single day you're having one conflict or another, you're having one argument, they're not resolved correctly, and then another one comes up. It's not nice for a relationship. So we want to be able to resolve conflicts as quickly as they come, as well as reduce them if possible. These are just a few tips from me today on how to reduce conflicts as much as possible. Like I said, we cannot eliminate them completely. Just some ways to reduce conflict as much as possible. I hope these tips have been helpful. If they have, please give this video a thumbs up, like and share this video with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.